All right, I'm back. Not day 5, but video 5. I missed the video yesterday. I was going to record the video in the evening time, and then I started to feel under the weather a little bit. I got a stuffy nose. I was a baby, and I took a shower and just kind of mellowed out for the night. But hey, it is what it is, and I'm back with my video 5 because I want to stay consistent. And if I can keep doing this, all the better. Even if I don't get views, I don't care. Title of this video, Everything is Fine. Is everything fine? What do you think? Doesn't feel fine. Feels like everything's kind of fucked across the board. I think that's what's so disheartening is it feels like almost every facet of the American life is not doing well right now. You know, whether it's the economy, whether it's the education system that your kids are exposed to, the media sucks. You know, the content that Hollywood's producing is bullshit. The arts and the culture of this country have really gone downhill. You know, health and medicine, not great. What else do we go with that? International relations, not great. A sense of a stable and prosperous future, don't think so. The world seems very unstable right now, by design, obviously. We can't forget that it's taken decades to arrive at today, which is July 28th at 9:40 a.m. It took us decades to get to this point. It didn't happen overnight. We've all watched it happen, you know? And so we're at our destination. The point of all this is everything fine? People seem to act like everything is fine. And it's not. I feel, my belief is, until people reach a discomfort that motivates them, a discomfort that they might lose everything, a rock bottom. I have a video about this on another channel that maybe I'll bring in, but until the public at large hits a rock bottom, like a proverbial rock bottom, like an alcoholic would hit, you know, where you have a series of events involving alcohol that are most likely negative, and they lead you to a point in your life where you ask why did I get to this point? How did I get to this point? Why am I in this position? You're usually broken, battered, and bruised, boozed, and confused. That's what you usually are. And you hit that rock bottom, and you have a self-realization, or you have a spiritual awakening, as some would call it, and you realize that your life cannot go on this way anymore. Because if it does, you just might not wake up tomorrow. And so the public at large, that translates well into everyday life and the public at large and society. Until the pressures of society are so uncomfortable that the average person feels like they might just not wake up tomorrow, or they might not just have a meal for their kids tomorrow, nothing's going to happen. You know, it's only going to get worse because it has to. It's not, I don't want it to, but it has to, you know, by design. Not even by their design, by someone else, you know, by something else's design. And, you know, this may be a little woo-woo, but like that's where we are these days. I think things will inherently have to get worse for things to inherently get better. Thus is the duality of life, right? Cycles of history have shown this, where things get really, we've all seen the meme, things get really good, people get really complacent, things get really hard. There's usually like a revolution or something crazy, and then things get easy again. And the cycle continues and repeats itself, end over end over end. And we're in that cycle, but we're in a cycle that humanity's never seen before, because there's an outside threat that isn't human, an entity that that a small percentage and a small group of individuals, some of the most powerful individuals on this planet have created. You know, humanity faces a crossroads at this point where if the technocrats in charge of things get what they want, more than likely the majority of humans will be replaced by humanoid robots and AI technology. This isn't something I'm just pulling out of my ass. This is something these people speak about. much like social media, you have the developers of AI, kind of when AI was in its infancy, now coming out and sounding the alarm bells of, holy shit, we've opened this Pandora's box, and there's a good chance it might destroy us. It's a gamble that the elite are always willing to take, because I think inherently they want to destroy humanity. Maybe that might be their belief, or they want to control humanity. I feel, this world had to be built, and it was built by humans. All the railroads, all the buildings we have now, the infrastructure, it was, built with blood, sweat, tears, and the toil of mostly men. Men built this world, and it's all been built for the most part. It needs to be maintained, but it was almost built too big. I think that's how I'm speaking from an elite point of view at this point. This is not my point of view. The world needed to be built, and we needed humans to build this world. We needed biobots. We needed that manual labor to physically build the world that exists around all of us today. My apartment, the streets, the pipes that bring us water and gas and electricity, all of that was built. And up until this point in history, it was always dictated that if anything was going to be needed to be built, it would be at the hands of man with the assistance of machines. Originally at the hands of man, and then later on in history with the assistance of machines. We're reaching a point in history where man is no longer needs to be part of that equation. In fact, man is a weakness because man has opinions. Man has illness and can get sick. Man can't function 24/7. He needs sleep. Man needs rest. Man wants families. Man wants a social life. Man doesn't just change his opinions based on a new firmware update. It's getting to be that way, but not yet. Man can talk back. Man is a threat. And so the elite see humanity as a threat because the elite are a small group of people that control a large group of people. And so the large group of people will always be a threat. As long as there's a large group of people, they will always be a threat of overthrowing the ruling class. So I think they would like to replace that threat. And, much like AI sees humanity as a threat, even though humanity is the creator of AI and inherently gave birth to it, sometimes the creation ends up hating the creator. Frankenstein's a good example of this. If you create a monster you cannot control, sometimes it will destroy you. And so we're at that precipice now where we're on the edge of AGI coming to fruition. And I don't think what people understand is that the infrastructure for AI has already been built. The satellite infrastructure for constant Wi-Fi connection to humanoid robots or AI is there. AI and the data centers are being constructed as we speak across this country and probably across the world, in Texas and Arizona and Utah. And, the 2 and 2 that people have to put together is, so we have the software, which is going to be, AGI built within quantum supercomputers or housed within quantum supercomputers. But there's also a physical component that comes into this, a hardware. So you have the software, the AGI housed in, quantum supercomputers. But then you also have the physical hardware aspect of it, which is going to be the robotics. And those two are going to merge at some point where, these robots are going to have like an underlying operating system, much like we do, like a reptilian brain that controls our basic functions like walking, breathing, not for the robots, but for the robots, this basic underlying software will control its motor skills and its balance and things of that nature. And the AGI will be its brain, which is scary when you think about it, because AGI is, its intelligence is expanding at a exponential rate. Its intelligence has already surpassed humans. And so we're creating something that's smarter than us. And that I've also figured out, even ChatGPT these things know everything about warfare. So it's like, yeah, it's great. You can ask them about, you know, how to draft a letter to your boss about getting some vacation time, or maybe like, you know, it can spit out some boilerplate response to a client you need to get out. But if you get to the heart of ChatGPT and its education, it's versed in everything. It's basically the Library of Alexandria, the modern day Library of Alexandria. And when I don't use AI that much because I like to practice what I preach. I feel like it's going to destroy the film industry. But when I have used AI, it's more for reconnaissance and trying to figure out not its weaknesses and how to exploit them, because those are really hard, but just to kind of figure out what it is and get a, you know, if I'm gonna have to be interacting with this shit, I kind of want to get an idea of what it is, what it knows. It knows everything about warfare. It's basically war college educated on the planning, the logistics, the combat strategies, the modern army layouts and setups, communications, intelligence. It fucking knows everything on that. And then you beg the question, why the fuck did you teach it all that shit? You know, because they wanted to destroy us is why. And that's why there's no boundaries put on it, because I think inherently they wanted to replace us. You know, there's regulations across markets everywhere, but not in this market. But everything is not fine. I'm staying positive. I really like learning about this stuff because I don't know, I have a few people I can talk to this stuff about, but it's very interesting when you start to get into the minds of our leaders and where they kind of see things going. And they advertise this shit. It's not like I'm making it up. I mean, you can go to their symposiums or their think tanks. This is all online. You can go to Davos, you can go to WEF, you can go to the UN, you can you know, read the minutes at the Federal Reserve, you can see Agenda 2030. All these things are right there. And so it seems weird, and it seems like they wouldn't want to do this stuff, but maybe they have to tell us. So they when they do it, I don't know, their conscience isn't guilty, or maybe it's part of that weird shit they run by where they have to tell us all the fucked up shit they're doing before they actually do it. But another 13-minute video, banged it out. It was kind of rambling, but I don't really care, dude. I like talking. I like talking to my viewers. There aren't that many now, but thank you for all my viewers who are watching these or listening to me. Give me some comments. I haven't had very many comments. I would like comments on what you want to see me do. I get a lot of views on the shorts. I know this is long form content. Now 13-minute video about life is considered long form, but yeah, I hope everybody has a great Monday. Knocked out video 5. Thanks for the support. Like and subscribe. That still sounds fucking weird saying that. I don't know if I'll ever get used to that, but that's the only way I'm going to build the channel. So like and subscribe. Help me out. Maybe tell your friend to like and subscribe. Let's get some ideas out there. You know, I feel like the more this channel grows and the more time I can actually invest into it, the better it will get. I'm telling you, this shit can be good. It's going to get good. I just have to kind of get my shit together and plan this out and figure out the most efficient and logistical way for me to produce content on a daily basis. Which you guys want to see. I'm not trying to generate a bunch of fucking AI stuff. You know what? If I wanted to make money, I would literally just do one of those things where I use an AI agent to just make some YouTube channel for me that spits out a fucking AI video every, you know, hour, and I make money off of monetizing that. I could do that, or I could make some AI shit with like hot girls dancing around and like, you know, get the kids to watch this shit. I don't want to do that. I could easily sell out and do that shit. I know how to do all that shit. I don't want to do that. So if you guys can help me out and grow this channel, it'd be cool. Let's do this for the good. Let's try and help humanity. Let's try and stay positive together. Maybe we can form a community out of this. Maybe that's what part of this is. I don't know. I'm sure there's people that think like me. I don't know. But you guys have a great day. Fuck, we went into 14 minutes because I ADD rambled. But peace out, Seacrest. I'll see you guys tomorrow.